All right, here with head women's soccer coach Grant Landy. Coach, just got back from a little road trip. You were Stan State, Chico, a pretty successful result at Chico.
Yeah.
And now we're going to hit the road this next week. Just kind of wrap up this past weekend and how practice is going so far leading into this next week that you also hit the road for.
Yeah. Thursday against Stanislaus, thought it was a good college soccer game. I think, quite honestly, I think the players felt like we maybe could have got a few more points out of that game, so there was some disappointment. But they did a good job of kind of channeling their frustration into a good result on Sunday against a really good team in a place that I think is one of the hardest places to play in the conference. So we haven't, as a program, we haven't had a lot of success there. So it was really nice to get a good result. And, hopefully that'll get us some momentum going into next week.
On Thursday was your pink out game.
Mm-hmm.
Just how did that go? How did fundraising go?
Yeah, I don't know the final tally, but we're getting some good reports back in. I think there's still some donations being made, and I know we're over $1,000 so far, and so it's going to be exciting to as a team look at which family we want to try to help in the area that's going through cancer. So it's good for the players to have a bigger perspective on things, and obviously we didn't get the result that we wanted, but I felt like the game produced them thinking a little bit more globally about their situation, and we always continue to do those type of things that benefit the community.
4 straight matches without a goal. What is working for you guys defensively right now?
Our backline's doing a really good job. These are all, including Carson, our goalkeeper, these are all players that have quite a bit of experience. And the cohesion, they've played a lot together. It's really important in your backline that you have cohesion within the group. And they all bring something a little bit different to the table. So they're just working really well together right now. And, obviously against Chico, we gave up some shots, but, a lot of them were outside the box and not super threatening. Maybe one time they got behind our back line over 90 minutes. We limited their free kicks and corners, which we talked about. The group is just very connected. This is their second year of that group kind of playing together, that starting group. But we're also getting some good minutes from our bench players too. Especially in a game like that where it was hot for us on a grass field. We needed their players to come off the bench and put some good minutes in for the starters, and they did a really good job during that time.
And on that continuity, last year you guys were able to beat East Bay for the first time for this program in a very long time.
Yeah.
Is it kind of a different feeling going into the game this year rather than last year, now that you show that you can succeed against them?
Well, I think East Bay is a different team than they were last year. This is going to be a difficult game. They're maybe the conference record doesn't show it, but they've got some players and they've got a different level of confidence this year than they had last year. I think we've been pretty successful on the road so far this year, and so every team kind of takes on its own personality. We've been able to string together some good results on the road, and I think when you're pretty solid defensively, that gives the rest of the team confidence, and then you kind of just build off of that. So it's going to be tough. This is going to be the toughest stretch of the season for us in regards to getting on the road and trying to get some good results.
What do you feel like you're focusing on most in practice this week then to kind of prepare for that kind of rough match?
Yeah, we'll practice the second in. So our typical week. Today will just be about trying to get back on the ball a little bit and just getting their legs moving. These road trips, even if they're just day trips and you get back late, they take a toll on the players. And right now there's a lot of this is when midterms and projects, and so there's a lot going on for them. And so trying to manage their fatigue, manage their health, but really it's just about getting them back on the ball today. And then tomorrow we'll just tactically look at some things we want to do on the full field. This is what we've been doing for 3 months. Not much right now. There's just little tweaks here and there. There's not a lot of major things going on for teams because they're just trying to get through the end of the year. Games are coming fast and furious now. Like I said, we're going to play 5 games in 2 weeks to end the season, and so you got to maximize your practice time. At the same time, you're trying to minimize fatigue and health and stuff like that. So I don't quite know. We'll get them out on the full field and start to look at some tendencies of East Bay and just really focus in on that game. And then obviously San Marcos on Sunday, they're having a great year, so that's going to be a good game too.
And my question is kind of about that. I know the focus is on Friday's game, Friday afternoon, and then you got a Sunday morning game. Quick turnaround against one of the better teams in the conference. What's the preparation look like for you?
We'll try not to do very much on Saturday, probably. We're going to be on an airplane. It's a really tricky travel schedule, this game, Playing a game in Northern California and then 2 days later playing a game in Southern California, getting on lots of planes. I've been thinking about this a lot. I think this trip to Australia is really going to, this is the week where it's really going to be beneficial to us to fall back on some of that. Now, I know it was 3 months ago, but I think the travel that we did there and the ability for us to manage how we played, I think this is something they're going to fall back on this week when you have a really challenging travel schedule like this. Players have been pretty resilient on the road so far, so we're just going to try to keep it up.
I do have a question about you mentioned being on the road a lot.
Yeah.
You're 4-0 on the road this year. What goes into the mindset and the preparation? I know you want to defend your own home field. Is there a difference there? Do they have a little extra in the tank on the road? But what goes into playing really well both at home and on the road compared to just well on your home field?
Yeah, if you want to try to be a top team in the conference, you got to be able to do both. I think it's just having an older group. The older group is they understand how to not get a great night's sleep or not eat the food that they're used to or get on a plane or get on a van and still figure out how to be productive. And that comes with time and experience. So, the team is just older and more and wiser now about that, and so I just think that comes with time. It's hard when when I was here 2 years ago, those guys were mostly freshmen and sophomores. And so that's going to be a lot harder to be able to, have these things out there that you can't control and then still be able to get a good result. I just think it comes with experience.
Gotcha. And then my final question is, overall, you're 10-1-2, and that's the best record this program's had since 2006. The 2006 team had 13 wins, 4 losses, and 4 draws, or 4 ties.
Yeah.
I guess, how does that make you feel as a coach, knowing that it's been so long since you've entered the double-digit win category, and what does that mean to you just personally?
It's fun. It's fun for the players to have some success, just because a lot of these guys were with me that first year when we won 4 games and came last in the conference, and so it's hard to go through a season like that. So most of it's just seeing the joy and the success that they're having with all the work that they've put in. But again, job's not done, right? We have 5 more games that are going to be really, really challenging, and you can ask me that question in like 2 weeks. But yeah, it's fun for coaches to see players put in the work and then have some payout for that. That's part of the reason why you get into coaching.
Awesome. I'm all set. All right. Well, good luck on the road this week, Coach, and I'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Thanks, guys.